Hi, I hope you all had a great weekend. I worked all this weekend because I'm trying to get the sneak peek ready for the NLP Foundation training. So this sneak peek I'll be offering free online. So if you want it, just email us at info@globalnlptraining.com and then we'll send it to you. And mindset hack for today. Um, I was talking to two different people over the last few days, and they both want to make a fairly big decision. And one person wanted to make a decision on ending a relationship, and the other person wanted to actually downsize in terms of apartment size or housing size. And though this person likes all this space, in Amsterdam it comes with a certain price tag. And that leads me to a couple of things that scientists have discovered inside the brain, where we kind of deceive ourselves as long as we don't know this particular science. Okay? And so that's the mindset hack. It's a piece of knowledge that if you yourself need to make some fairly big decisions, either for the positive or the negative, depending on how you look at it, long term or short term. Because we fear change, right? We fear it. Well, the first piece of knowledge that I'd like to give you is something that is called hedonic adaptation. And hedonic adaptation is just a fancy pants word for actually saying that we get used to things, right? And what has scientifically been proven that when either something negative or positive happens to us is that, over time and much quicker than you think, we get used to it. Let's say you get a new job and you go through the whole interview round and you get the job and you go, yes, that's amazing, throw a party. But a couple of months later, I bet that's not how you go to work. Yes, even though you may love your job. I mean, how much do you care that, the celebratory mood that you were in when you finished high school? Unless you literally just finished high school, but you get used to that knowledge. Everything is getting used to. And if you look into sleep research, it's indeed intense. It is not time that heals all wounds. It's actually sleep that heals all wounds, because there is a process that happens in our brain to organize itself, to heal itself, that with time does heal all wounds. Yeah. So we get hedonic adaptation, so anything good, but also anything sort of that seems like a really big deal to us before we made a decision to transition into something new. It may seem like a really big deal, but you get used to that smaller apartment in case of the one person that I talked to, and you will get used to no longer having this relationship. That is, in essence, is a bad relationship, but it is also giving a sense of comfort, and it's habitual, Even being independent and being on your own again is something that you get used to, which leads to a whole other piece of research, which is in essence that people who are in a part of a couple are not happier than people who are single, except for the first 2 years of a relationship. It's a honeymoon period. And then when that's over, the people are equally as happy as they were when they were still single. But that's only provided that the relationship is good, right? So we get used to everything. As for the downsizing, having less space but lower rent, also that is something that someone will get quickly used to through hedonic adaptation. Cut the cord, right? Then there's another thing. We as human beings have been proven to be really bad, in essence, predictors of how our happiness will fluctuate as a result of something happening. Okay, so let's just say that they've been done research with college students that were asked to predict how awful they would feel if their relationship ended, or how awful someone would feel if they didn't get the job or the passing grade. And they discovered that we systematically as humans assumes that for a good event, let's say, well, our happiness rating from 1 to 5 will go from a 2 to a solid 4 or 5 if I get this job. Or my current 4 in happiness rating, if I fail this test, it will plummet down to a 1 for sure. Or if I get this, so you get the idea, like if I lose my relationship, I will go from a good 4 to a 1. That maybe in the short term feel like that. But what they found is that even a few weeks later, depending on the size of what has happened, we kind of go back to our normal set point of happiness. So that's the piece of knowledge that I'd like to give you for today. And I'll see you in the next mindset hack. Now, how can you utilize this information as a mindset hack where it comes to some changes that you need to make? Choose wisely, but also based on this particular scientific information. And see you around tomorrow at 9 o'clock Los Angeles time, noon Miami, 6 p.m. in Amsterdam, and midnight on Bali. Those are our live NLP training destinations. And if you want to have a free sneak peek in the online training, then email us at info@globalnlptraining.com.